American car enthusiasts have pined over Alfa Romeos for decades. The automaker stopped importing cars to the US in 1995, with only a brief appearance with the beautiful but exotic HC Competizione. The 4C followed along a few years later, but it too was a niche product, mainly intended to raise brand awareness than raise sales. That's where the Giulia steps in. As a compact sports sedan, Giulia is Alfa's BMW 3 Series competitor. Sure, the Giulia Quadrifoglio might get all the headlines, but cars like the Giuliati Lusso and Sport will be the real volume models. This is an extremely cutthroat segment with high expectations when it comes to both luxury and performance. Alfa has been out of the game for a long time, and the reputation it left wasn't exactly the greatest. Alfa Romeo has a lot riding on this car. Associate editor recounts, "I like this car right from the start. It's a looker. While I prefer colors that pop, the Giulia looks wonderful even in this metallic black paint. The proportions are all perfect, and that iconic grille has rarely looked better. If Alfa does one thing right, it's the styling. I felt the same way about the interior. The design is all simple and clean. The seats are particularly nice, with Ferrari-esque ribs down the middle. I'm also a big fan of the wood and leather. Only some cheap-feeling plastic bits brought it down." This Giulia has a middling transmission, a good engine and great steering. There's some weird low-speed hesitation from the 8-speed that makes it feel like a dual clutch. Once you're on it, the shifts are quick and smooth. The Lusso doesn't come with paddle shifters. That's fine. Not every car needs them. Buy the Sport if you want that sort of thing. Power and torque come on quick and effortlessly. It feels every bit as its class-leading, 4-cylinder, 280 horsepower and 306 pound-feet for torque would suggest. The 5,500 revolutions per minute redline comes in quick and abrupt, making me wish it had a little more room to breathe up top. The steering is wonderful. It's quick and precise but doesn't feel jittery. I'd have to drive the Competition back to back, but I think this has the best steering in the class. The wheel feels nice in your hands. Some of the other touch points are a letdown, but Alfa got the driving position and controls just right. Editor-in-Chief Greg Migliore, "The more I drive the Giulia, the more I like it. It's gorgeous in an understated way, similar to how the Jaguars is elegant without being overdone. The signature cue for me is the V-shaped grille up front with the Alfa badge. It's a great look that transcends time. I can picture it on a 1960s Giulia. Staring at it while my dog wandered around the front lawn, it hit home that Alfa is really here, trying to make a go of it in the United States, and the Giulia is a key part of the strategy." I found the 4-cylinder engine, 8-speed automatic pairing in this tester to be a smoother setup than the 8 speeds work with the Ferrari V6 in the Quadrifoglio I drove earlier this year. The Quadrifoglio is a hot rod, but this, one done up in the Lux Lusso trim, was more comfortable. I still found the gearbox to be a little harshly tuned, but when I dialed up Sport and laid on the throttle, the acceleration was strong and smooth, holding the low gears as I blasted by a lethargic BMW 7 Series at a stoplight. Inside, this Giulia looks great. The wood trim and creamy leather make for a handsome setting. It really is laid out for the driver, too. I had an excellent seating position. The steering wheel felt good in my hands. I could see everything well. It was a good experience that made me want to wring more out of the car. The Giulia is competitive in the smallish